Okay. The second component is your IDR piece, and this is the big chunk of time in which your students are going to be working. It is it's 15 to 45 minutes based on your student's stamina. I teach kindergarten. We started with literally 3 minutes of independent daily reading. Obviously, at that point, my students weren't reading at all, so they were looking at picture books, trying to use the picture clues to figure out what was going on in the story. Others, maybe in 5th grade, you know, your stamina might start maybe 10 minutes at the beginning of the year, or 5 minutes even, and then you're building up their stamina. And then the last piece is your sharing piece. That's your 10 to 15 minutes. So your sharing piece can be done buddy-buddy, small group, or it can be done, you know, whole group, you pulling up kids to talk about the text and what strategies and skills they learned from the book that day. Okay. All right. So since I have been talking quite a bit, we are going to do a little brain break. Okay. So what we're going to do here is let's get up and moving, and I will give a direction. And when I say pop, you're going to be given 30 seconds to complete the tasks. And the tasks are going to be increasingly difficult, okay? So I'm going to give you the task. You're going to complete it in 30 seconds, and I will say, pop, and you need to stop. And you'll be given another task that's going to take longer. And you have to become quicker at it, okay? All right, so the first task is use one word to describe Reader's Workshop. Go. All right, you guys ready? One word, that's it. All right, now write the word on the Post-it notes that I gave to you guys. Ready? Go. Pop. Okay, stop. All right, next. Your job is to find a partner with similar ideas. So you're going to be looking for somebody that came up with a similar word to yours describing Reader's Workshop. Ready? Go. All right, so put your hands on your head just so I can check to see if you all found a partner, or 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. All right, everybody found one? Okay, last one, you're gonna share your ideas with your group. Ready, go. Pop! All right, everyone, come back to your seats, good job. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to get into the meat of the lesson. So here we go, the focus mini lesson, okay? Now, throughout the session, you're going to be watching videos of Reader's Workshop in action, okay? And you're going to go ahead and talk with everybody here about what you observed, because it's always good to look at all of the research and things going on with the session in action, because sometimes it's hard for us to visualize it on our own. All right, so focus lessons can be utilized in direct correlation with these standards that I have here above. Now, with our district, we are having to use what we call the units of study. And of course, we have to show fidelity to some of those, to the units of study. So what I did here was I took some concepts from the units of studies and told you the standards that are there, so you can incorporate these into IDR. So any reading foundational standards that you see that are great for IDR are RF 1 through 4 standards. Comprehension of literature standards that are great for IDR are your RL 1 through 7 standards and 9 standard. Your comprehension of informational text are your RI standards 1 through 9 that are good for IDR. Your speaking and listening skills, SL 1 through 6 are great for your IDR Readers Workshop standards. And your language standard L1 and 3 through 6 are great standards to use for your Readers Workshop, okay? Now these lessons are most effective when the concept and the skills and the strategies are taught with an anchor chart, okay? We've had tons of training on anchor charts. These are great for you to use as a whole group instruction. These are great for the students to work with use on independently. In my own kindergarten class, the kids can do graphic organizers independently because they know what skill they're trying to teach and they know how to put information into the graphic organizers. So these are, the anchor charts are very, very good for Readers Workshop. And it's focused around a single teaching point in the classroom. Okay, so whatever focus that mini lesson that you taught for that day, the anchor chart should also be geared towards that topic. So in my classroom, if my focus lesson, we read a story on an informational text about apples, my students are choosing informational texts on various topics, and they're trying to figure out what the main topic is and what key details are there, and they're putting those into their anchor charts, into their graphic organizers during their IDR time. So what I have here is I'm going to show you guys a video of a 5th grade classroom of doing their focus mini lessons. So let me go ahead and get that video started for you. Here we go. All right. Now, what I would like you to do is I would like you to talk with a partner about the video that you saw on your mini focus lesson. So talk about maybe some things that you liked in the video, some things that maybe might not work in your classroom, maybe something that you felt you had a question about. So go ahead, and I'm going to give you a few minutes to talk with people at your table regarding the video that we just saw. Okay, thank you so much for all that important dialogue. Nice job, everyone. Let's go ahead and move on to the second component of Readers Workshop, and this is your independent daily reading. Sorry about that. Your independent daily reading, your IDR time. And again, this is where the bulk of your instructional time is going to be spent here. Okay, this is where the students will select a text of their choosing, and they're going to apply the skills and strategies that are taught in the focus mini lesson that you guys just learned about previously. Students are going to be reading from a leveled library. All students reading independently from a leveled library. They can be reading privately, which is independently. They can be reading with a partner, or they can be reading in a literature group, kind of for that collaboration piece there, okay? Some students will be reading guided, okay, and that's the part where the teacher gets involved. So some students might be reading in a small group with the teacher or an instructional aide. This group is very targeted, so you're looking at skills and strategies that you notice some students weren't showing proficiency on. And this guided is definitely with teacher support, okay? Definitely with teacher support. And then the last part of IDR is where a few students are conferred with. So basically, IDR can also include you walking around the classroom doing some informal observation, assessing, coaching, helping set goals for the students, and walking around doing anecdotal records, you know, on your clipboard there. If you're conferring with students one-on-one, 2 to 3 minutes tops. Okay, you don't want to spend more than that with one student because the rest of your students are not with you. So The next one, if you're working with pairs, 5 minutes will work pretty good. And then if you're working with groups, you want to designate about 10 minutes of your block there. Just kind of little guidelines. Of course, you don't have to stick with these, but just wanted you guys to understand that it doesn't have to be some big long 30-minute session that you're working with your kids on some big beautiful lesson. It's just something that you've noticed, hey, they need extra support in. These are the tools I'm going to give them for these few minutes that you worked on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys a video of IDR in the classroom as well. So let me get that video started for you. Okay, so let's go ahead. And I want to allow you guys a few minutes to talk about how independent daily reading might look in your classroom based on the video that you just saw today. Again, what are some successes that you saw in the video? What are some possible failures or not successful things that you saw in the video? Talk with somebody at your table or in your group and get some thoughts about that.